Today, Mama P reads The Phony Baloney of Greta Maloney by Karla Clark and Emma Clements. This book was published by Main Course Books. Greta Maloney had a big imagination. Huge! She and her dog Digby spent hours playing in her room. They went on grand adventures. They hiked through the jungle, sailed across the seven seas, and they even skateboarded on the rings of Saturn. Sometimes Greta wished that her adventures were real and that Digby was her brother instead of her dog. Woof! That way she could have someone else to dream with. Woof, woof, woof! On the first day of school, Penny Piccadilly showed Greta a bite mark on her arm. My baby brother bit me. He's so annoying. Well, I have 12 annoying brothers who steal my toys and 14 annoying sisters who eat my candy, said Greta. That's phony baloney, Greta Maloney, shouted Cooper Carlson. Cooper lived across the street from Greta. You don't have any brothers or sisters. At show and tell, Lana Little showed the class her pet turtle. When it was Greta's turn, she thrust her stuffed T-Rex in the air and said, I have a real pet dinosaur at home. That's phony baloney, Greta Maloney, shouted Cooper Carlson, who knew Greta's only pet was her dog Digby. Miss Young said, maybe Greta means she wished she had a pet dinosaur. Is that what you mean, Greta? No, Miss Young, I have a real T-Rex. He watches TV with me and makes me peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with his tiny little arms. More like bologna sandwiches, Cooper Carlson mumbled. At lunchtime, Margaret Mittens talked about her summer trip to the Kennedy Space Center. I saw a space shuttle and met an astronaut, she said. My dad is an astronaut, Greta chimed in. We flew to the moon last week on his rocket ship. That's phony baloney, Greta Maloney, shouted Cooper Carlson, who knew that Greta's dad was a mailman, not an astronaut. Later, Felix Finnegan said he had his tonsils removed over the summer. Greta announced, I broke my wrist, arm, leg, and even one eyeball. That's just more phony baloney, Greta Maloney, said Cooper Carlson, who knew that Greta was healthy all summer, riding her bike and running around the neighborhood. Greta, Miss Young said, are you sure you're not exaggerating? No, Miss Young, it's all true. Phony baloney, Greta Maloney, sang Penny Piccadilly. Phony baloney, Greta Maloney, echoed Margaret Mittens. Class, that's enough, Miss Young said. We don't call each other names. Greta, with your lively imagination, maybe someday you'll write stories. Stories about baloney, Cooper Carlson said. The children laughed. That night, when Mom tucked her in, Greta told her that she made 43 new best friends at school. Oh, you and your imagination, her mom said, and kissed her head. Greta thought about her day. She hadn't really made 43 new friends. She hadn't made any friends at all. Was Cooper Carlson right? Was she full of phony baloney? As she left for school the next morning, Greta's mom said, Honey, I love all your wonderful stories, but if you want to make friends, don't forget to show them who you really are. At school, Penny Piccadilly showed the class her leg, another bite mark from her baby brother. Well, my 19 brothers and 23 sisters bite me all the time, Greta announced. Is that really true, Greta? Penny Piccadilly asked. Greta thought for a long moment. I guess not, she finally said. So if it's not true, Felix Finnegan said, then it's just a story. Yes, Greta said, it's just a story. Wait a minute, that's it. That's who I really am. A storyteller. Oh, well, we all love stories, Margaret Mitten said. Can you tell another one? And so Greta happily told a long story about how she and Digby built a time machine in her garage and how they went back to the dinosaur age and met a brontosaurus named Bruno. "Good story," said Margaret Mittens. At lunchtime, when Greta unwrapped her sandwich, she stood up on her chair and said, "Hey, everybody, look! Now the only thing baloney about me is my sandwich!" Cooper Carlson climbed on his chair beside Greta. He raised her hand and shouted, "No more Phony Baloney, Greta Maloney! Just Greta Maloney, the one and only!" The end. Or is it? If you enjoyed this video, please like, follow, and subscribe to read more books with me.